make a serious offer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, if the offer was right and the money was right, that's a fight that you go into being confident against someone like Boots.
Josh will fight anyone. Just make the right offer. If you don't want to take a fight, you outprice yourself. If you don't really want to make a fight, you make a lowball offer. You make an offer that you know isn't enough, and it feels like that at the moment.
You make a lowball offer, man. Things are not looking up for Jaron Boots Ennis, Eddie Hearn, and Boots. Their offer is getting exposed and blasted by Josh Kelly. In this video, I'm going to break it down, let you know exactly what went on per usual, and of course, give my thoughts regarding this situation. And it's nothing nice in the world of boxing. So let me jump right into it. The man you heard at the beginning was manager and coach of Josh Kelly, right? Adam Booth. He did an interview with Ring, and he's basically saying that Eddie Hearn, let me take you guys back through it so you know what's going on. The day before Brian Norman was to fight in Japan, Jaron Ennis announced he was moving up to 154 pounds. I've already talked about it. Weird timing. Why would you wait? If you said you wanted to fight Brian Norman and your team was throwing it out there that you wanted to fight Brian Norman later this year, why would you announce your departure from the division where you would unify to fight Brian Norman? Whatever. So he said he's moving up to 54. We're waiting on what opponent. And we got information. Eddie Hearn did an interview and he said they made an offer to Josh Kelly. Within 24 hours, Josh Kelly's team has replied, and they said it was a lowball offer and Eddie Hearn can't be serious with the offer. In fact, roll the clip.
Mentioned with Josh's name yesterday was Jaron Boots Ennis, who's making a move up to 154. Eddie Hearn come out and spoke to multiple outlets, including IFL TV, about an offer that was sent to Josh Kelly about the fight in, I'm not sure if there was a potential date or October time, but yeah, I guess I'd ask yourself, Adam, what is the latest with this offer that was sent to Josh?
I spoke to Eddie's lawyer less than 24 hours ago. The date was pretty sure October the 11th in Philadelphia. I think that's what they said. For a fight purse that Eddie knows full well is derisorily low. It's less than half of what Josh has been paid for a 10-round bout, and Eddie knows that. So, and then the fact that he's gone straight to the media rather than speaking to me. Every fight I've made with Eddie over the years, I've spoken to him directly. I haven't heard from Eddie. It was Sean that contacted me, made the offer, and then said, we need an answer within 24 hours because we had other options. Okay, I put the phone down, and less than an hour later, I see it popping up all over the social media. I thought, okay, well, Eddie's trying the old tried and tested route of using the media to negotiate and pressure someone into taking a fight for money that he knows isn't the right money. We want that fight. We want all of them. Josh won't now hide from anyone, but if Eddie is serious about making that fight, then obviously he has to speak to me and make a serious offer.
He says, we are willing to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. We like to fight. We want to fight. But Josh Kelly has made serious money, apparently, and he's gotten 10 rounders where this would be possibly a 12-rounder against a bigger name, and he's making more money fighting 10 rounders than fighting Boots. So he's like, you can't be serious with the offer. So the money must have been like peanuts for them to be saying all this. You know what I mean? Unless they're just trying to show face. But Eddie Hearn, I feel like this is part of what he does. Now listen to what Adam Booth had to say here.
Just make the right offer. Eddie, like, and if you don't want to take a fight, you outprice yourself. If you don't really want to make a fight, you make a lowball offer. You make an offer that you know isn't enough, and it feels like that at the moment. But let's see what transpires today. And with regards to hurry up, give us an answer. We've got other options. If you have other options, don't put pressure on me. There's still over 10 weeks to go, I think, from the date that you mentioned. And if there's not enough time to have a proper discussion and a proper conversation, then so be it. But we're here, and Josh wants that fight.
Yeah. So you see, this is what I'm talking about. The games Eddie Hearn plays is Eddie Hearn is sending a lowball offer, and then he's trying to pressure you to take the offer real quick, and then making it like, oh, wrap it. We got other people lined up, so let us know. So that's not fair negotiations. Let's be real. Boots Ennis is a talented fighter, but he's not like a Floyd Mayweather star throughout boxing where he can do these like Canelo and Floyd Mayweather-esque A-side moves. You're not that much of an A-side, bro. You know what I mean? And this is the oldest trick in the book. Throw out an offer, low ball offer, peanuts offer, and say we tried. So it's funny because I've been saying from the beginning that Boots is looking like Demetrius Andre 2.0, Terrence Crawford with Top Rank 2.0, right? And when Boots signed with Eddie Hearn the first time, I had doubts because Eddie Hearn hasn't produced an American star. Now with this type of games and stuff, it looks bad. First of all, I don't even want to see the Josh Kelly fight. So there's that. And then on top of that, now his team is kicking back saying you sent lowball money. So it's like, who is Boots gonna fight? You know, Turkey's trying to make Boots and bigger names like Devin Haney, Teofimo, and fights like that, but he didn't take it. You know, Teo was calling him out, and then Devin said that Boots' team wanted to fight at 152. So I'm really confused as to what Boots and his team, what they're doing and why they're moving like this. You know what I mean? Why? You stayed at 147 this whole time draining yourself, and then the day before Brian Norman is fighting and he says he'll negotiate with you after his fight in Japan, which was already set, which is a fair request. I am a fair person, people. It's a fair request. Hey, I have a fight signed in Japan. I don't want to overlook my opponent. I had a training camp for my opponent, Jin Sasaki, and Eddie Hearn and Boots is the same thing. Going to the media, going to the public and saying, hey, we want to fight Brian Norman. He doesn't want to fight. We gave him this much. And then you start spilling the beans, talking number. Anybody doing that, to me, you don't truly want what you say, because why would you make it a public issue? You know what I mean? And Brian Norman, again, his team's request was very simple. Let us get through our fight and then we can resume negotiations. We're not going to promise you anything. What if we get knocked out? Didn't happen, but it's boxing. You know what I mean? What if Brian Norman fell ill the day before the fight because he ate some sushi in Japan or something and got knocked out because he wasn't feeling good? You know what I mean? It's boxing. Anything can happen. So you shouldn't overbook yourself and plan too far in advance. That is not the firm way to do business, because you've seen it. They said Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia were fighting and they had signed contracts for October. Now look at it. Now they're talking about Ryan Rowley rematch because Rowley dropped and beat Ryan Garcia, and Devin moves on to fight Brian Norman, a fight where he might not win. You know what I mean? So you can't take anything for granted in the sport of boxing. And again, this just looks bad for Boots. You guys were saying, oh no, Boots teaming with Eddie. Eddie's going to keep him active, da-da-da-da. My thing is this. It looks like Andre 2.0. Overpaying a talented fighter for fights nobody really wants, a lot of times against domestic level people. You're doing all this, like having to go back and forth, and you know, the combatant and the competitor chastising your offer publicly after you put it out because you're trying to put pressure on them. They know the game. And even if the fight gets made, like you come back and have a different offer, you're doing all this for a Boots Josh Kelly fight that nobody really asked for. You know what I mean? So it's not a knock on Josh Kelly. It's just, I don't really need to see that. I think Boots, he needs an event. He needs bigger names. The fighting Stanionis and Roman Villa and David Avocados and Karen Chukazian, it's the same like type of echelon. That's not really like moving you forward. So we'll see what plays out. But you guys like the partnership between Eddie Hearn and Boots, and this is what I warned you guys about. So I think y'all owe me an apology. Your boy Ego was right yet again. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard.